What makes Reflex Radio a place to be? Well, that's because we bring you amazing.
Tag that thing well.
What makes Reflex Radio a place to be? Well, that's because we bring you amazing info edutainment radio programs.
This is Reflex Radio.
Radio Extraordinaire.
Hello, good morning everywhere. Good morning. Top of the morning to you, wherever you are, Lagos, Nigeria. I hail you all. Are you still in bed? I hope you've gotten up. Get out of bed right now. You need to be productive. People are waiting for you out there. And if you are on the road, well, try make it safe. And if you're at the office, well, it's a good time to be productive. It's a good opportunity to be productive and to make the best of the opportunities you have out there. My name is Ken Church, and this is Top of the Morning. We are here live at Reflex Radio, and we are all about productivity. Remember, our code every day, it is value for value. Nobody wants to spend his money on something that won't be worth it. Everything that anybody expects from anybody is so that one value will be exchanged for another value. So you need to take note of that and put your best hand forward, put your best arm forward to ensure that you produce the best of the best in your working place. Okay, today is a great day, and it's required of us to put in every effort. As I said earlier, yesterday we were talking about excellence. As a matter of fact, we've been talking excellence all day. We've been talking excellence all week. And excellence is so key because excellence is it's an easier way to convey a good product. You want to come out with a great way to sell your service and your goods. You want to come out with a great approach to sell your service and your goods. Nobody wants to spend his money or time on something that in itself cannot drive solution. Your product has to be relevant and it has to be valuable. Again, your product has to be relevant and your product has to be valuable. If you don't put more effort to making sure your product is relevant or valuable, you are not talking to nobody, and nobody's interested in buying whatever you want to sell. So in other words, you have to put in more effort, deliberate, conscious effort to making sure that what you have to sell to the people are attained with relevance and valuable. Now, even at the point where you want to sell a valuable or something relevant, it's important you note that nobody will come out a longer distance if they can get the same thing they want to get from you in that long distance close by. What will make people leave their houses and beat traffic or hit the traffic just to get to where you are to buy a product they could get next door? Why will people make that journey? You see, that's the factor of excellence. That somebody will jump and take all risks necessary to get to a distant place just because you are selling something. You have to give an advantage. That's the point. The point there is having to know that you're not just selling a product. You're not just selling a goods or delivering a service. What you are doing is meeting a solution beyond the sphere of what product people or customers or clients come to meet you. When you have that mindset, like I was sharing with you about Daniel's case, Daniel didn't just narrate the dream of Nebuchadnezzar as the case was. Daniel didn't just open up his mouth and say, okay, Nebuchadnezzar, this was your dream. And so, no, what he did was he gave extra. He went extra, okay? He said, oh, king, this is who you are, this is who you are, this is who you are, this is who you are. All right? And then when he was done telling him who he was, which was inevitable, then he told him what he was that nobody would have known, which was, he said, that, "O king, you were thinking of so and so and so before you slept." And then he started to interpret the dream. He started to narrate the dream, and then he gave the interpretation. Now, you see, that module he delivered at that point is a direct approach to how to follow business. How do I mean? Don't just come to want to give people product. For instance, somebody wants to buy cereal. You want to buy oats, for instance. You go to the supermarket. The first selling point is not the cereal, it's not the oats. The first selling point is the ambience. The ambience. The aura in the environment should tell me whether to come back tomorrow to buy sugar, or to, the ambience will tell me whether, okay, do I still spend more time here? You know, there's sometimes you enter the supermarket, the mall and stuff, you didn't plan to necessarily buy some things, but because of the aura and the ambience in the house, you just keep picking, you go one aisle after another, because there's something about that corridor that conveys to you the need to spend your money, spend more time, effort, energy to get stuff done. All of those things are necessary because you are selling a commodity, you are selling a product that will last in the minds of people. The product you are selling is not just the thing that brings them as in the exact goods. That's not necessarily the thing you are selling there. The main thing you are selling is the ambience. You are selling the environment. You are selling the company. You are selling the brand, the name. You are selling the logo. You are selling the people. You are selling personality, disposition, communication. You are selling beyond. These are things beyond the goods. Okay. So I'm coming into a supermarket. Yeah. I'm entering a supermarket and I see litters at the entrance. Okay, I see litters at the entrance, and then not just at the entrance. I walk in, and then I don't get that good accord from the receptionist. They talk to me like I'm their secondary school junior and stuff, and treat me like one dude. You know, all of those things. It's programmed in my head. Even if I eventually end up buying what I want to buy at the price they are selling, I'd rather spend my time somewhere else the next time than come to that place to do business. So the real sense is excellence is having been conscious of the relevant things and the valuable things that are responsible for conveying a product, good or service to your clients. Remember, it's to be productive. This is a good day. It's to top your morning. So, you are coming in, you are selling the relevance of comfort. You are selling the relevance of stress-free. You are selling the relevance of reachability, accessibility. You are selling that relevance that helps them think of some things, that helps them weather off some things they normally would consider for stress. You are giving them an opportunity to build a kind of framework in their mind, that from that framework they could tell a neighbor, a friend, a colleague or so and so that, look, I got so and so at so and so place, but in real sense what you are selling to them is not the thing you bought. What you are selling is the need to buy in that place because of every other thing they consider relevant to the sales of those products they deal with their customers. So you need to consider all of these things whenever and wherever you're trying to convey and sell a good or a service. Moving ahead, it got to one point where the same Daniel was challenged because of his belief. He was challenged because he took a position that at one point described his strength point, his strong point. He was worshiping, and they said no. He was made amongst three governors. He was made one of the governors, and then they came and challenged him that why is he doing so and so, and why is he worshiping this and all that stuff. And they said they were going to counter him. Now, this was what they said in their words. They said, we sense that he has an excellent spirit. We sense that Daniel now, they said they sensed he has an excellent spirit. Why did they sense that? They saw that there's an approach he takes to things. There is a procession he puts. There's a certain intelligence, certain diligence he puts to achieving what he achieved. Daniel is not somebody who will come and normally do things the way everybody does it because that's the way everybody does it, and because he's a slave, he normally should have taken the actions every other person took, but he didn't take, say, because I'm a slave. Yeah, he didn't take because I'm a slave. Okay, then I have to succumb to the operations of my captors and so and so. No, he set himself a standard, and that standard brought him to the place where he was made governor amongst 3 governors over the provinces of the earth at the time. That made him, after the king himself, the king supreme, then Daniel and his other 2 governors. But say, when he stood his ground and started to take his position over what he's supposed to be, people brought challenges, they brought contention, telling him, this thing you are, we don't like it, we don't want him to succeed, we don't want him to prosper. What am I driving at? When you bring out a good product, there are challenges that come to contend with good things. There are challenges out there that come to contend with productivity. You don't just want to think that you're producing good stuff and you have good competition. So how do you fight competition? It's not by challenging or outrightly confronting people saying 1 or 2 things against your company. That's not how you fight contention. That's not how you challenge opposition. What you do to challenge opposition is by confronting it verbatim with excellence. You don't come to be a competitor by going to your competitor's place and pulling down their banner, telling people don't go to that place and so and so. No, that's not how you do it. How you do it is by being better. How you do it is by excelling in what you're doing. How you do it is by putting out a service that normally people are not seeing, thinking, or considering a service in the first place. And what do I mean by that? When your focus is on what's valuable and what's relevant, you easily convey to people an intention deep within them that in turn will spill over to causing out of them a need to always deal with you, do business with you, transact, buy product, do services, and so and so. All of these things are relevant because business is every day. Relationship is every day. People buy, people sell, people move, people transit, people converse. It's an everyday thing. So taking note of this thing, it gives you an edge, an advantage in the society, and shows to people that you are intentional about presenting for them a solution that by themselves they cannot prefer for themselves. Lastly, I'm going to tender this one to us because everybody has their own school of thought to what they call business. I know there is almost nothing, especially with the course marketing, there's almost nothing you cannot sell. The truth be told, even feces you can sell. Yeah, you can sell feces if you sell for them the need for that product. I want to put this to you. There are some people out there who don't necessarily know they have a need for some things. Okay? They don't necessarily know they have a need for some things until you sell them the need to go for that thing. They don't really see the need to go for such things. So what do you do in that context? That's how you go the extra mile to bring out that relevance, to selling that relevance. Thus the adverts, TV adverts, radio adverts, like we're having on our radio here. Bring out your products, sell your products online, convey that in that service to them, bring it from where you are. Don't always stay in your workplace. Take the need, sell the need to these people. Go out there and let them know this is what you are doing that is important to their growth, important to their productivity, important to their comfortability. This is solutions. Go out there and sell the need. For instance, I remember one of the courses they were doing for us in marketing, business strategy. They used, of course, you would have known them, the Michelin brothers from France. And these Michelin brothers from France had a remarkable product they were selling at the time in those years, and which was tires. They were selling tires, and at that time, those tires they were selling were not the a thing that people would have thought. Well, I mean, why should we really do tires? We hardly go out. I mean, that's Paris, that's France. People hardly went out in France to do things. People hardly traveled far because, I mean, there's convenience. It was comfortable. It was Paris, for instance. It was France, for instance, for Christ's sakes. So they were like, okay, what's the need to buy tires? We are not really going out with our automobiles and so on and so forth. But these guys had to sell tires. So what did they do? Simple. They just thought, okay, what is it that we'll do to make people go far to buy, to get stuff? And by getting those stuff, they will need to use their automobile. And that way, they will need to get tires. They will need to inflate tires. They will need to manage their wheels and so on and so forth. So what did they do? They sold a product to the people that was not tires. They came out and the first thing they did was they said, hey, there's this 3-star hotel, so and so 3-star restaurant, so and so distance is so main. The food there, the risotto there, the prawns, they are to die, the oysters, they are to die for. And so they sold another man's business. Okay, they sold another man's business, saying that the hotel was fantastic, the eat was up to date, it was to die for, and people literally picked that and said, okay. So when that thing came to it, they said, okay, let's go try it out. Obviously, that's a longer distance. They have to use their automobile. Now, why will food sell? Because at that time, that was what was relevant to the people in France at that time, in those years. Food was a priority. It's still a priority to French people. Good food. So that was a priority to those folks. And what did they do? They jump into their automobile. Some needed to buy tires. They say, okay, this is what will happen. After they sold the need for the food, they sold the need to get fuel to service their car. They say, this is where to get fuel. This is where to get engine oil. You need to service your car. And and you might need tires. You might need tires. So that for the journey, you can't tell. It's best you get tires because that's like another town. This is where you are. And then that way, with that singular ideology, Michelin sold more tires, and they are still selling tires by simply selling relevant information. They sold relevant information. It's like people who don't wear clothes, you want to sell soap to them, washing soap, washing detergent to them. So what do? You sell the clothes. Let them see the need to get clothes that will use your detergent when the time is right to wash. You see that stuff. You say, hey, people need you. You're a production studio. You're a producing studio. And you don't have people that sing. What do? Train people to sing, teach them to do music. And when you teach them to do music or so and so, that way you tell them, okay, there is somewhere you can record that something that you do. And that way you are making business. You see the stuff. So that's the idea. Selling something relevant. That way gives opportunity for you, not because you are the one doing the voice thing or you are the one doing the cooking, but it gives opportunity, it gives preference to the need to get to deal with you, do business with you, because you sold the need indirectly to them. So these are things and parameters you need to put down, and it will help your business work out in ways that you can imagine. Don't think it is not working. Lagos is an easy place to sell a lot of business. A lot of things sells in Lagos, both fake and original. It gets to some places, you go out, you advertise the fake, it will sell better than some original out there. Trust me, it will sell. I've seen cases where on the show glass, on the showcase, they displayed the original, but the ones in the boxes are fake. But the display price is ridiculous. You get there, you see the display price at 200 and something. The thing that's inside the packet is not up to 100. It's not up to 50. But because of what's on display, people trust what's in the pack. It's because you're selling to them relevant information. You're selling to them a need. And it's easier to sell product when you deliver to them the relevance of the product indirectly. Okay, so take note of this, and it will help you convey good product and services in an excellent way. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about your brand name, how to put your brand name out there, how to sell your brand name. Because the truth be told, the name of a product, the name a product carries by brand will easily give strength to sales than just coming out to sell a product. You see, why you have on the shelves of supermarket many brands is because the brands help the supermarket sell better. You go to a supermarket and you mention the name of a brand and it's in that supermarket, then that supermarket is up to date. But if you go to a supermarket and you get to ask for a brand and you don't really see that brand, well, it means that supermarket is a growing brand. So you see, that idea of brand name is in itself a selling point for an excellent good. So these are things we will talk tomorrow, and we'll build on it and see how best we can achieve value for value, sell products and services, and be productive every day of our life. Again, this is Top of the Morning to you all. My name is Ken Church here at Reflex Radio. We are all passionate about infotainment, edutainment, ensuring that you are productive every day. You go out, you come in. Productivity, remember the code, value for value. If it's not valuable, nobody's willing to buy it. And if it's not valuable, don't sell it. It won't be fair to your clients to buy things that are not valuable. Okay, so we have our shows. Top of the Morning is every day. It's Monday through Friday. Take note of that one. Be a part of our product, our brand, our shows and all that stuff. Be a part of it. It's important. If it's not, we won't be doing it. Also, we have a roundtable discussions by 12 on Mondays. On Wednesdays, we have business times that will be coming up shortly. Also, we have on Fridays our love, relationship, and family clinic coming up on Friday in the morning. It's going to take up the top of the morning hour, and by 10 till 10:30 it's going to be wow track, and I'm sure it's going to be wow. Also at noon that same Friday, it's going to be weekend vibes. Woo! Weekend vibe is something you don't want to miss. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be lovely. It's going to blow your mind. The information's traveling around, entertainment, traveling out, business, and so we cover it all here on weekend vibes. You hear trips, you hear spots on information. Interesting. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I forgot that there's spots on Monday mornings by 12. Don't forget it, don't miss it for anything in the world. Also, do take advantage of our social media handles, some past broadcasts, current broadcasts. Do like, share, follow, subscribe, and let people know something like this is happening. You can follow all our handles on the roll down below. Also, you can come to our studio here at number 95 Governors Road, Ikotun. We do live session. We have a live session space. You could have your sound, your rehearsal, your live recording, video shoots, and so on and so. You can do it here, a mini concert, your speaking events. We have it all. We have it here. Lightings, sound, equipment, PA system. Our engineers are top notch. They are not joking here. They are real serious about their business. So yes, this is, if you're looking for a place to do your business when it comes to sound, sales, monologue, vocal, voiceover, delivery, well, this is the place. Come in and get yourself busy and see how best you could sell your product, good, and services. Also, if you would like to advertise, sell a product, a brand, come into our office. We are here for you, and we'll do the best to convey your product, good, and service to the general public. Please take note of our social media handle again. It is very important. Follow, share, like, and so on and so forth. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast this morning. From here at Reflex Radio, I Ken Church saying peace.